Bob Arum says that there are other guys way more popular than Devin Haney for his guys to fight. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel when you guys click on that link, and I appreciate everybody that clicked on the link already. You could get the ESPN Plus bundle. That's what we're pushing right now. That's ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. Get all three of those apps, $12.99, and it does help the channel, maybe help you get through this quarantine. Tons of content. They always update and whatnot. So if you do click on the link, it helps the channel. Let's get it. Bob Arum did an interview, link in the description, and he had some interesting things to say when asked about a potential fight with one of his guys and Devin Haney. He says, "It doesn't disinterest me, but there are probably better fights for Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, or whoever wins that fight than Devin Haney. I'll give you examples. Gervonta Davis is much more well accepted and a better known guy than Devin Haney. Also, the Mexican kid that Oscar De La Hoya has, Ryan Garcia, he's much better known and has a much bigger fan base than Devin Haney. So I would think those fights would take precedent. The winner of Lomachenko and Lopez would probably want to fight against Tank Davis or Ryan Garcia before they fought against Devin Haney." And I want to react to this and kind of give my thoughts to what Bob Arum said here. So again, that's Bob Arum. I want to give my thoughts to this. I think that Bob Arum saying this in the interview, this kind of supports what Devin Haney said himself. He said this on Twitter, and I made a video about that. He's been calling out everybody. He says he wants all the smoke in the world, and now you have Bob Arum who's saying, the fight's cool, but there are other fights that are better than that for the winner of Lomachenko and Teofimo. So I'm going to try to pull this up real quick, see if I can do it. Devin Haney. The kid's a beast, bro. I'm going to try to pull up what he said. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it. I don't know what day it was. Here it is. Devin said, "When you so-called don't fight nobody, that's one thing. But when nobody wants to fight you, it's another thing. I will bet 7 figures on myself against anybody in my division. Boogeyman. Hashtag the Boogeyman." Now, if you think about what Devin Haney suggested, you have to actually give him credit because Bob Arum is basically corroborating this. I just showed you guys the direct quote from a recent interview, and that Bob Arum interview was actually after the Devin Haney tweet. So after that point where Devin Haney said, "I'm the Boogeyman," Bob Arum said, he just made it sound like Teofimo and Lomachenko basically have better things to do, and a fight with the winner of Lomachenko, Teofimo, there's other guys that they would rather pursue, Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia or whoever, I think that's wrong. Devin Haney's the Boogeyman at lightweight. That's just what it is, because he's the only guy right now that can't get a fight. He's going through the same Errol Spence protocol, Guillermo Rigondeaux. We've seen tons of guys, even Deontay Wilder. He was trying to get the Joshua fight. That was the big fight, and he really couldn't get that fight. Deontay Wilder also tried to get fights with Joseph Parker and guys like that. Couldn't get those fights when Parker was a champion. Now you see Devin Haney, he's experiencing that same exact type of thing where in Devin Haney's situation is a little bit unique because I think Devin Haney, you can't even really say nobody knows him and all this stuff. He has money because he make more money than some of the other, like, I want to say kids because they're younger than me, but some of the other kids his age He making more money than them. So you can't say he's not making money and he's not known. You know, Bob Arum. I will say this, Gervonta Tank Davis is probably the biggest guy, you know, in terms of all around notoriety. He's the biggest guy out of those bunch. But so that part, Bob Arum is probably accurate, because Tank, you know, he's a 3-time champion, whereas Devin Haney, he's a champion, but, you know, he didn't get to fight Lomachenko because they made him the franchise champion, things like that. And then Teofimo just literally got a belt in December on the Terrence Crawford Mean Machine card. And, you know, Ryan Garcia is yet to become a champion, etc. So I will agree that Tank Davis is the bigger name and the most accomplished out of all those guys around that weight class, especially in that age group, because he's accomplished more, you know, and has the Mayweather promotion, Mayweather imprint backing him, and they've done a great job promoting him. But as far as to make it like Ryan Garcia is way bigger, I disagree with Bob Arum. I think, you know, what are we talking about? Ryan Garcia has more Instagram followers, you know, but that could be teenage girls or young women and stuff that like him as well, which is cool. But what about the hardcore boxing fans? Because all those teenage girls, are they all gonna buy the fight? You know, if they've never heard of the other guy. You know, it depends. So Devin Haney has been a champion. Ryan Garcia has never been a champion. So I feel like it's wrong for you to slag off and front on Devin Haney like, you know, oh, nobody knows him and he's not that big. And Ryan Garcia, he said the Mexican kid that De La Hoya has, Mexican American or whatever. Well, he just said Mexican, but he's really Mexican American. That De La Hoya has is way bigger, this, that, and the third. You know, I don't really see that, especially in terms of big fights, because a promoter doesn't just care about somebody's Instagram following. It's how many people want to see that fight. And I can tell you for sure, as a true boxing head, people want to see Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. New media, Digital Mob. I told you, we came in and crept in, Digital Mob. And I know with him and Teofimo, they've had history too. They sparred, different accounts of what happened. They just got into a tiff on Twitter the other day, and then he said, "Damn kid, shut the F up. You're annoying." And Devin Haney said something to the effect of, "You could say all this and that and the third, but I said I'm gonna bet 7 figures on myself. You didn't respond to that part. You don't want to fight. You ain't trying to fight me, you know." So it is what it is, but Devin Haney, people are purposely putting him in like a category of, they're trying to find whatever way. Oh, he's boring. You know, this is what they do. Oftentimes the black fighter, oh, he's boring. Oh, he's a runner. Either that or nobody knows him, or he don't make enough money. So certain things you can't say. You can't say Devin Haney's not skilled. You can't say that nobody knows him. You know, so it's just, I don't agree with that. You know, Bob Arum, he kind of left the window open, but he didn't really sound eager to make the fight. I'll tell you that. He said, oh, there's other guys we'd rather fight. You know, Devin Haney, he's with Eddie Hearn, and Bob Arum has done some fights with Eddie Hearn, like Maurice Hooker versus Jose Ramirez, Oscar Rivas versus Dillian White. So that seems like probably an easier fight to make than Teofimo Lomachenko winner versus Tank Davis, you know, because you have Tank on PBC, Showtime. You know, I don't know how that would all play out, a fight that size or whatever. You know, depends on the networks. It definitely seems harder to make, you know, from my perspective. So that's what's happening. Devin Haney he's skilled, and, you know, he has to keep knocking down doors because people clearly don't want to fight him. That much is evident. If they wanted to fight him, now it all makes sense. You know, it always made sense to me, but now maybe it makes sense to some of y'all. Now do you see that Lomachenko and his team didn't want to fight Devin Haney? This is more proof of it. Him or his team or whoever, the powers that be that are running Lomachenko's career, did not want the Devin Haney fight, because listen how Bob Arum's talking. And the funny thing is, I came out with this thing called Fighter Talk, Promoter Talk. This is promoter talk from Bob Arum based on this. Bob Arum tried to sign Devin Haney. You know, you could look it up. They wanted to sign him to Top Rank, but he was a free agent. He actually fought on a Top Rank card too. Some of you, because he was fighting in Mexico a lot. but he also fought on a top rank card. I think it might have been a Pacquiao card, to be honest. It might have been Pacquiao Bradley 3. My memory is insane. And I remember Oscar Valdez was on the card. Then Devin Haney was on the card too. This was before he signed to Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, and he was more on the free agent stuff. Him and his dad were pushing to Mexico, getting his weight up with fights and pro fights and stuff, getting the feel for the pro rankings, no headgear. And Bob Arum was trying to sign him, somewhere around that time before that. So you can't listen to anything that suggests that Devin Haney, Bob Arum didn't do it in this interview, but I'm just saying that going forward, he can't act like Devin Haney is not the truth or doesn't have any skill or anything like that. So that's why he's playing the popularity game, saying, oh, Ryan Garcia and Tank are more popular. But it's still a good fight for fans. You see what I'm saying? And he's skilled, because if he wasn't, then why would you want to sign him to your roster? It doesn't make sense. So, new media, digital mob, the walls are closing in on all these situations. Devin Haney, he just got to keep doing what he's doing, try to push for the biggest fight, try to, get reinstated with the WBC belt. They're kind of playing with the belt, haven't officially made it official that he's getting his belt back. He has to just keep staying patient and staying disciplined. Eventually it'll come to him. Let me know what you guys think. I, for one, would love Lomachenko, Teofimo to fight the winner of the winner of that to fight Devin Haney. That's a tremendous fight. And Devin Haney might even have the WBC belt. Listen, this is something Bob Arum didn't say. I don't know if Lomachenko, this pandemic was unexpected, unprecedented. I don't know what Bob Arum and Top Rank's plan is to, I don't know when this is over. I don't know how much weight Teofimo gained. I don't know all these things. But if this, presuming this ends and this year we get Teofimo Lomachenko, they may try to sell this as an undisputed fight. I rebuke that. I reject that. And I'm going to tell you why. Lomachenko got elevated to some franchise champion, just like Canelo, something no black fighter with the WBC, even the ones that had long tenures like Deontay Wilder and Gary Russell Jr. have never received, right? Lomachenko got boosted to this. Nobody's taking credit for it, but miraculously he becomes the WBC franchise champion, months after Canelo. And they gave him a WBC diamond belt that nobody can win, is non-transferable, all these different types of things. So they may try to use that belt and say, oh, this winner of this is undisputed. But if Devin Haney gets reinstated in the WBC for that regular full WBC belt, or if he has to fight Javier Fortuna and then he beats him to get the belt, if any way, shape, or form that WBC belt is in Devin Haney's hands, then Lomachenko Teofimo winner has to absolutely fight Devin Haney if that belt enters his hand again to be undisputed. I don't care what nobody says. You can have some fake version of undisputed, but you can't go around with somebody who has the regular, full-bodied, paying sanctioning fees WBC belt, and because of the introduction of this, franchise champion stuff, now all of a sudden he don't have to go get that last belt. That's BS. So either way, as far as I'm concerned, it's a matter of time. The walls are closing in. The winner's going to have to see Devin Haney, especially if he gets that WBC belt back. We'll see what happens. Let me know how it did. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. I drop daily content, go live, cover fights when we're not in pandemics. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.